someone here who laughs too hard at everything. You say, isn't it hard? Paddling out, paddling out. You say, isn't it hard? Paddling out, paddling out. The rattle and the mating crowds are out here for the weekend. We had to take our clothes before the sun was gone completely. I used to lie thinking clouds deciding queens and rich were doves. And lines and throw myself off in a shower curtain thin. There is someone here who laughs too hard at everything. There is someone here who laughs too hard at everything. You say, isn't it hard? Paddling out, paddling out. You say, isn't it hard? Paddling out, paddling out. You say, isn't it hard? Paddling out, paddling out. You say, isn't it hard? Paddling out, paddling out.
I used to know this girl, she used to dance. She used to live in my mind and play in my heart. I used to know this girl, she used to move. She used to tell me a lie and then show me the proof. Well, she don't dance no more. She don't dance no more. No, she don't dance no more. Say she don't dance no more. So I don't need her. I don't need her. So I don't need her. I used to know this girl. She used to rave. She used to pick me up, then put me back in my place. I used to know this girl. She was electric, but she don't dance no more. I need to accept it. She used to dance till the break of dawn. Play the song when it's wrong, it won't take you long. Raving non-stop, baby, till the day is gone. Baby, I'm the one that messed up. She used to dance till the morning come. More than one round, drinking till the dawn is done. Pouring some more liquor till we on it, but I'm thinking I'm just trying to get love. She don't dance no more. She don't dance no more. She don't dance no more. in my mind and play in my heart. I used to know this girl, she used to move. She used to tell me a lie and then show me the proof. She used to dance till the sun was up once. I love said we were young and drunk and done with the shit. This song coming up and now I'll just try to forget her. She used to dance till the morning come, more than one round, drinking till the dawn. It's done pouring some more liquor till we're yawning, but I'm thinking I'm just trying to get love. She don't dance no more. She don't dance no more. She don't dance no more. Says she don't dance no more. She don't leave.
Hello everybody, that was She Don't Dance No More by Everyone You Know, or She Don't Dance by Everyone You Know. I just say anymore, because I don't know why I say anymore. Either way, welcome to today's God Mode Monday show with me, Mr. Stan Andreas, and today we're actually doing it on time. When they said last two Mondays have either been late, early, or too early. Either way, welcome to today's show. I want to give you a very warm welcome. Just realised my window's open, so that's not good. Can't have fresh air coming into the room. Either way, I welcome to today's show. And we'll talk about loads of things, but as always, I want to give a shout out to all boys back at the Mradio studios for helping us go live here. And also, if you haven't already, please do check us out on Instagram and Twitter at the Only Mradio, and Twitch and YouTube at Mradio. And you'll be able to see us. Actually, this week we uploaded a video on YouTube about crime on the street, where we a little bit of a role play, back to our roots. And I don't know, I like to think it was like a Chris Hansen, but on criminals instead of predators, like To Catch a Criminal. Like, I'm an original idea machine over here. Someone start writing this stuff down right away. Either way, welcome to today's show. You're very welcome. And yeah, that's how I would just get right into this. Anyway, we'll get right into the news about what games I've been playing. We do this each week, about what games I've been playing. And 1 second, let me just, before we go too deep into this, I just want to make sure sound testing is working perfectly. Because we wouldn't want that, would we? We would not. And that's doing well right there. Okay, we should be all good to go. Either way, let's get right into this. Before we do, actually, before we go into another, I want to show you a song. It's called Half Alive, Still Feel. I found these guys about a week ago, and I just want to show you your song. And plus, it works as a cover while we try to fix my mic problem. Either way, enjoy.
When I'm furthest from myself, feeling closer to the stars, I've been invaded by the dark, trying to recognize myself when I feel I've been replaced. When I'm furthest from myself, feeling closer to the stars, I've been invaded by the dark, trying to recognize myself. I feel I've been replaced, but I can feel it kick down in my soul, and it's pulling me back to earth. Let me know I am not a slave, can't be contained, so pick me from the dark and pull me from the grave. I can feel it kick down in my soul, I lose my gravity in this sleepy room, drifting as I dream. I'll wake up soon to realize the edge of life is reaching out to rid me of my pride. I call allegiance to myself. But I can feel it kick down in my soul, and it's pulling me back to earth. Let me know I am not a slave, can't be contained. So pick me from the dark and pull me from the grave. 'Cause I still feel alive. It is hopeless. I start to notice that I still feel alive. Falling forward, back into orbit. Oh, and I still feel alive. It is hopeless. I start to notice. Oh, and I still feel alive. Falling forward, back into orbit. Yeah. I can feel it kick down in my soul. It's pulling me back to earth, let me know. And this heart that beats inside of me will show. It will show. Floating in outer space, have I misplaced a part of my soul? Lost in the in-between, or so it seems. I'm out of control. Floating in outer space, have I misplaced a part of my soul? Lost in the in-between, but it can't keep me asleep for long. 'Cause I still feel alive. It is hopeless. I start to notice that I still feel alive. Moving forward, back into orbit. Oh, I still feel alive. It is hopeless. I start to notice. Oh, I still feel alive. Moving forward, back into orbit. Yeah, I still feel alive. I can keep it. It ain't hopeless. I start to notice.
Wow. Yeah, can't go wrong with a little bit of that. It's still feel about half life. I do recommend you check out them because they are quite a good band. Even though this is a gaming radio show right here, I do like a little bit of music every once in a while. And that you can't downplay some good music. Okay, I'm gonna put that out right there. You simply can't. Before the radio break, we solved our little technical problem. I'll squeak a chair. What games have I been playing this week? This is a part of our show where we talk about what games I've been playing personally, and we give you a little bit of a recommendation if you're struggling to find good games to play. And either way, we're going to start off this week. As always, about 2 weeks ago, I mentioned a game called The Novelist, which I got for 79 cents. Okay, like I know I've said it a lot, but that's a hell of a deal to get in a game. Okay, let's just put that out there. 79 cents for a full game that can take you like 6 hours to play through. You can't go wrong, okay? I'm an Irish person. I love a deal, okay? We've got a reputation for lack of a better word, being a bit stingy. So getting a good deal is nothing better than it. Anyway, I have to say, it's probably the best 6 hours I've spent, in a very long time doing. I spent a lot of hours playing GTA, GTA RP, Red Dead, but those 6 hours I think were extremely worth it. And I'm not going to start comparing it to frickin' Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm not going to compare it to that, but I do strongly recommend it. Even if you don't get it on discount, it is $3.99, which is an extremely good deal for a game of its quality. And really, the story writing alone would really be enough to buy it. But not only that, but they've got great graphics. The gameplay is extremely smooth. There's no bugs I've come across anyway. You've got really a lot of choices. A lot of games pride themselves in being a multi-choice game, but this is a really multi-choice game. Like literally, like each chapter, and there's 10 chapters to play through, and each time you do a playthrough of the game, it's a different chapter. So you'll never really play the same chapter in that order. And so that's what really makes it, I guess, unique. You'll probably come across like the same chapters every once in a while if you play it like 10 times, but they'll never be in the same order. And so you can't really like memorize it or speedrun it, which you wouldn't want to. It's a beautiful game as well. Even the surrounding area, they've done a great like job designing the levels and the game itself. And as I said, it plays really smooth, and the story alone is just fantastic. You know, it really makes you kind of connect to the game and kind of care for the characters, which most games don't really have these days. You know, a lot of the games, the characters are extremely unlikable. The characters have, you know, huge flaws that just make them unlikable, or they're just very, you know, characters with a lot of holes. You know, but which really just comes down to bad writing at the end of the day, not, you know. It's nothing to do with the game. It's just bad writing when it comes down to character and story flaws. But really, this game, you know, it's not done by a huge developer. It's done by a small developer. It took them years actually to complete the game alone, and it's worth your play. Okay, it's worth your time. I definitely play it as usual. Played with a GTA 5 this week. You know me, I'm a Rockstar fanatic. You know, GTA 5, Red Dead. If I don't play those in a week, it ain't a normal week. So I played them that week. This week. It's, you know. I don't know what you want me to say. No, it's GTA. We did do some RP this week. As I stated earlier on in the show, we actually done a video for Mradio this week where we done like a Chris Hansen kind of thing, but instead of for predators, we done it for criminals, where we looked into the life of an MC member in, I guess, you know, GTA RP. And we got some good interviews and we got some good footage. So I'd check that out if I was you at Mradio on YouTube. It's fantastic. And if you are in our Discord, you can just, you know, look at it from there. So I guess, you know, you do that if you want. But either way, that's really what we're doing this week. I actually played 2 other games along from the 3 games already mentioned. One of them was FIFA 20. I done this last week as well. It's kind of weird because I haven't played FIFA 20 in months. Like literally the whole of quarantine went through. I didn't play it once. And I used to be a FIFA fanatic. I grew up with FIFA. One of the 2 games I had on Xbox 360 that I probably put 500 plus hours into was GTA, because I didn't have online, so I just continued played the story mode over and over and over again, and didn't have a phone either, so then, you know, I couldn't look up stuff. I just literally just played GTA 5 with no internet. And then obviously FIFA. I got FIFA because, you know, I've been playing it since Nintendo. I played FIFA 8 on Nintendo, I believe, and then, you know, I got FIFAs all the way back to 03. And yeah, I just, you know, I'm a FIFA fanatic and I can't help it. But during quarantine, I stopped playing FIFA 20 because of the whole controversy over really just FUT. You know, they didn't really care about career mode and all that, and I really just stopped playing. For some reason, like, I've suddenly started interested in it again because I saw FIFA 21, and we'll be talking about that later, about how EA have been making some major changes. Now, I am not going to stand here or sit here on this radio show and say that EA isn't a scumbag, because for most of it, EA is a scumbag company. They exploit little children for money, and by, you know, basically gambling. You know, that's what's in their games, and they make relatively what could be fantastic games into shit games by just putting microtransactions and paid ads all over it. But recently, what I've seen from them, especially from some of their other companies like Respawn, who are part of EA, believe it or not, they've actually been improving their games. Now, saying that, they do have extreme flaws, but I think EA, you know, over 2021 and 2022, are kind of going to make a comeback, a little bit like Ubisoft. Ubisoft fell out of favor there for a while after, I believe it was 2014, and they've really just climbed their way back up. And I would be rooting for EA in one sense as well, because, you know, in the early 2000s, they were the game developing company, and you know, if they can come out of the ways that they've seen themselves in through bad leadership, really, I feel like there's good games to come. But going back to what my original statement was, I just keep going on and going on. Sorry if I'm boring you. Really is that I went back to FIFA 20 because I am extremely hyped for FIFA 21. And usually, okay, I'm going to put my hands up here, I do buy all the FIFAs every year. I can't help it, okay? I love football and I love FIFA, and it's a childhood memory, okay? It's like a tradition, I know. Yeah, I think FIFA 21 is going to be great things to come, and we'll have more on the story mode and some of the things we'll be implementing later on in the show. But for now, the last game that I played this week, yes, this week, is I actually forgot it. What game did I play this week? Oh, that's right. I played some Battlefield 5 this week, and that was, a fun experience. Hadn't loaded up Battlefield 5 in a little while, so I guess that was. It kind of went blank out of my mind there. Battlefield isn't a very memorable game. It's not exactly something that you keep in the back of your mind. Either way, we're gonna move on to something else before we get into the major news. We usually have what games I've been playing. Then we usually have a theory video. Then we usually have a music break, and then we get into all the spicy news. Anyway, this week's theory video, or really more of just a talking point, really, is recently my friends and I have gotten to Red M. And if you don't know what Red M is, it's basically the little sister of 5M, which is GTA Roleplay. So I'll give you one guess what Red M is. 5 seconds. That's right. Red M is Red Dead Redemption Roleplay. Now, it has been quite restrictive since Rockstar don't exactly want people just playing something else, which is really taking players away from Red Dead Online. So they do make it quite complicated to play Red M. But for the people who do play Red M, well, I guess this is for you. And I'm just going to talk about my expectations for Red M and the future of it. Now, Red M, it still is in its early days. Okay, Red M PC is relatively still new. And Red M hasn't really got time to get its feet off the ground. But for what it is right now, I think it's quite odd. Usually playing these games like GTA Roleplay and Red M is it's usually a lot better with people and a community. Where with stuff like GTA 5 Story Mode and GTA Online, you can easily play alone and have just as you could do a lot of stuff. Maybe not have as fun time, but you can still do a lot of stuff. Where things with GTA RP and Red Dead RP, it's really built around being in a community, interacting with the community, and just being around your friends. And I guess that's the thing where Red M falls down, because with 5M, you can do a certain amount of things without friends and still have fun. I remember for my first 2 months of 5M, I didn't talk to anybody. I just went to the servers and enjoyed it, and that was that. But for Red M, it's really, really heavily based around players' imagination, which is, good in one sense. If a player has a good imagination, it's going to be a fantastic server. But the economy side of Red M servers is extremely poor. There's not many ways to make money, and the only really fun part of it is interacting with your friends, who you're not always going to have there to play with. So, in one sense, I feel that that's one of Red M's extreme down points, I guess, of the game. I guess the other point of it is that, Rockstar have done such a good damn job at creating Red Dead that it nearly makes up for all of it. Because the amount of opportunities, even if you just have a tiny little imagination to do on the Red Dead map, is just astounding. Okay, I could literally come up with 5 things at the top of my head right now. But yeah, it's just really astounding. Holy crap, that was a whole goddamn truck gone past my window. Usually I try to ignore that stuff, but that was so goddamn loud. That's why I close my window during these shows. I hope you know that. I will say I'm not just allergic to fresh air. There's a reason. Method behind my madness. But that's really it. I guess for the future of Red M really lies in Rockstar's hands, because the developers of Red M can't really do much, since a lot of the scripts for Red Dead have, I guess, they don't have the licenses to really reuse them and put them out, which is a bit of a bitch, would be a better word. Either way, those is what we really have right now. So we're going to take a little bit of a music break for me to get my voice back, and then we'll be getting into we don't have a lot of news this week. I will be saying, last 2 weeks have been fairly scarce on news, but the news that we do have, there's a lot to talk about it. So I guess that'll be good. Either way, recently I came across a song which I haven't heard in, I don't know, it's been like 5 years. I wouldn't say 5, maybe 4 years. And some of you might recognize it instantly, some of you mightn't. But it's Dan Kroll from Nowhere, and the reason why you might recognize this is because it's from GTA 5. So if any of you have played the story mode, or just even listen to GTA Online, or listen to the radio on GTA Online, you'll recognize it immediately. But I thought it was a good throwback, and we might as well have something we recognize in here. So this is Dan Kroll from Nowhere. So congratulations, right, people that recognize it, because I'm not gonna lie, it is a little bit of an oldie, but oldies can still be goodies, you know. I don't know why, but that did sound definitely weird. That sounded definitely weird. Either way, so we're gonna get into the news. So the news we will get into, and we talk about games I've played. We talk about Red M. So now let's get into the PS5. It's quite suiting actually. I remember that I actually saved something to. I didn't save something. I retweeted something about the PS5 on my Twitter, and it was actually stats about the PS5 because really I'm a very forgetful mind sometimes, especially when it comes to specs. You know, whether they're just mixing up numbers or just forgetting numbers. The PS5 also plays PS4 games, which you know we're not that surprised about. The PS5 plays up to 20 FPS, which I can't say I'm too surprised to either. You know, I mean 120 FPS. I said 20 FPS. I meant 120 FPS, which I'm not really that surprised about. You know, I was expecting it to be that powerful. The PS4's DualShock 4 works on PS5 for playing PS4 games. So if you're playing a PS4 game, you can use your PS4 controller. But if you're playing a PS5 game, you can't use your PS4 controller. From two PS5 console choices, so you have two. You got the PS5 Digital Edition, which means you can only play digital games, which means there's no disc drive. And then there also is the PS5 Blu-ray, which is quite good. And then the PS5 runs in 720, 1080, 4K, and 8K, depending on what TV you have or what monitor you have, depending on what you use all together. But yeah. Either way, that's about the PS5. And if you guys want to know more about the PS5 games, which we did get a showcase earlier on, before, like in quarantine, before like any of like this information was released. We still haven't got a price, by the way, but we can expect it to be probably a little bit more than 500, so maybe 600. My guess would be. But either way, the PS5 showcase is on Wednesday, and one of the main games that is hyped up to be announced is the new God of War game. Also, we know there's a Spider-Man game, which will probably be something on. There'll probably be something on Hitman 3. There's probably going to be stuff on FIFA 21, and who knows, there'll probably be something on GTA 5. But the new kind of game that hasn't been announced yet, that probably will be announced on the showcase, is God of War. Or, well, that's what the word on the street is anyway, you know. Which, I don't know. You know, God of War, it's a good series. I certainly enjoyed it. And one thing that I guess I have a little bit of resentment against the most recent God of War game, literally because it got Game of the Year over Red Dead. But you know, that's just me. That's just me all over. You know, I'm a very resentful guy when it comes to that kind of stuff. I personally think Red Dead should have won every single award that there was available, but you know, that's just my opinion. Either way, moving away from the PS5, we have some news on Ninja. Yes, the blue-haired Ninja. He is now exclusive to Twitch again. I don't know how much he's signed for, but I can guarantee you it's probably millions. And Ninja is now exclusive to Twitch, so any people who like to watch him on YouTube or don't use Twitch, I'm sorry, but that's where he's going again. He's going to Twitch. So I guess in one sense that might bring back a few people who left because he left. Because trust me, there's people that literally just solely watch Twitch for a certain streamer. So I guess that's in one sense might be good for Twitch's point of view, and it might be good for some streamers. One thing it is going to mean for smaller streamers is going to be hard to get noticed, or harder to get noticed, since there's probably going to be, you know, a little bit of saturation moving around the circuit. And also, moving away from Twitch, but moving back to something related around gamers, is Asus Republic of Gamers and IKEA are teaming up to make gaming furniture. Yes, furniture just for gaming, which already exists, but this time it's going to be made by IKEA. And holy crap, the memories in IKEA are just too often. You know, IKEA is just, it's an OG at this point, you know what I'm saying? I remember so many memories in IKEA, and especially the meatballs, you know. If you don't like Swedish meatballs, you might as well just jump off the face of the earth. They are the best. But that'll be interesting to see. I can't promise that I will get that, since probably won't have the money for it and probably don't have a need for it. You know, I already have furniture for my gaming stuff. But it will be cool to look at, you know, and who knows, maybe 20 years down the line I might get out at, you know, a charity shop or something. I don't know. And also, you guys like music, You know, you're listening to a radio, so you probably will like music, or maybe you just like gaming music, or maybe you just like the sound of my voice. Who am I to guess? Okay, I'm not gonna assume something. God forbid if someone assumes something in 2020. Holy God. They are in for a rough ride. But moving on to good music, you might have heard of Stormzy before. He's a rapper from England. I don't know what you call his style. I think it's not grime. I wouldn't call it grime, but he's a good rapper or a song artist. So I'd check him out if you haven't already. But apparently, he has his own Watch Dogs Legion mission, and this is quite interesting because obviously Watch Dogs Legion is based in London, which is usually not common for a game. You know, they're usually based in America or some foreign country, but this is based in London, and I guess in one way it's fitting that Stormzy has his own Watch Dogs Legion mission. I don't even know if he's from London, but either way, that'll be interesting. I'll definitely like to see it. You know, we have some Stormzy music going on in the background. If I am streaming, I'll probably have to turn music off because, you know, copyright is a little bit annoying. But also, coming back with some more Watch Dogs Legion news, Watch Dogs Legion is bringing back Aiden Pierce from Watch Dogs 1. So it was hyped in Watch Dogs 2, and there was a small snippet from Aiden Pierce in Watch Dogs 2. But now it is confirmed that from Watch Dogs Legion, Aiden Pierce will be in it. And we don't know the extent of his involvement in it. You know, it might be just like a small little side mission like it was in Watch Dogs 2, or it might be like a full-blown story mission. Nobody knows, but you know. I guess that's a long jump from Chicago to London. You know, I don't know how they're going to make that work. You know, not many people would leave Chicago for London. A lot of people would leave Chicago, but I don't know if they'd go directly for London. They'd probably go somewhere else like LA or New York. I don't know how Chicago people think. They'd probably go to Florida now that I think about it. But either way, let's move away. We'll have some more Watch Dogs Legion news down the line later on in the show. But before that, we'll go back to something else. A while ago, I think it was E3 2017. I think that's when I saw it anyway. There is a trailer released for something called Skulls and Bones, which is extremely reminiscent of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. And a lot of people liked it because, you know, it's basically just pirate ship warfare. You know, it's just like at the time, I think the British Empire and the Spanish Empire, and then just pirates from Madagascar were all just going at it. And I don't know if they're exactly from Madagascar. You know, I don't know the exact place. You know, the place, the location for the game. But that's basically it. It's just like, you know, pirate ship warfare, pirates against the constabulary. And unfortunately, that has been delayed. There hasn't been any information until, I think, last time it was like late 2018. There was a trailer out there on YouTube. I would recommend you check it out because I know once you see it, you'll instantly fall in love. But unfortunately, no more info will be released until next year. And so development has been slow, probably for a lot of reasons, even before COVID-19. So yeah. You know, that's unfortunate there. But Skulls and Bones is still a thing. It's just going to be delayed a little bit. So for any people fans of that, you will have to wait a little bit. But I'm sure it'll be worth it. It'll either be extremely worth it or it'll be just a flop. You know, usually games like this are either or. But I have, you know, I won't say I have high expectations for it, but I am going to enjoy playing it when it does come out. Talking about things to play, you got the Xbox Game Pass PC here. It's going out of beta next week, and of course the price is going up. But the good side of this is Xbox Game Pass will now have EA Play at no extra cost. So you already got 100 games on the Xbox Game Pass. You just got 60 free for no cost at all. So I guess that's good in one sense. But if you do have the Xbox Game Pass for PC, it is going out of beta next week, so you might want to cancel your subscription before the price goes up, and you have to pay more money. Either way, going back to the Assassin's Creed franchise, the Assassin's Creed Valhalla is getting launched a week early. That's right, you gotta play it a whole week early. It is releasing the same day as the Series X launches, so I guess, you know, that's you can look forward to that, you know. I guess it's quite suiting. One thing that like immediately kind of hit me when I heard this was I don't want like a thing happening where like Ubisoft kind of, you know how like Rockstar has like a more special relationship with PS4 or the PlayStation and Sony than it has with Microsoft. I don't want the same thing happening where like Ubisoft kind of starts that I guess business relationship with Microsoft where like, you know, all the Xbox players get perks for Ubisoft games. Because obviously I enjoy it when it's us, you know, Sony for the win. I don't enjoy it when it's, you know, Microsoft. I'm one of those gamers, okay? I grew up in the console wars, so you know, it kind of has to happen. Either way, yeah, that's one thing that kind of worried me. I don't want an alliance happening there because although I don't really play on PS4 as much as I used to, I still like to see the Sony boys win. And also, now this isn't necessarily YouTube news. I mean, this isn't exactly, just gave away the fucking news. This isn't exactly gaming news, but it is news. And I think it will be quite interesting, as maybe a talking point between you and your friends. But YouTube has now released something that is kind of a competitor against TikTok. It's taken them a long time, TikTok is nearly dead now, and now YouTube are coming out with something, just like them to, time something perfect. They have released something called YouTube Shorts. It basically is a rival to TikTok. I don't know why they would need that, because that's literally, their site. It's YouTube. You upload videos. They can be long. It doesn't make any sense what they've done. They've just made something specifically for short videos. So I wouldn't, I wouldn't put it past them to create something called like YouTube not shorts or YouTube longs in like the next 7 months. But either way, I just feel it's a bit pointless, and you just wasted time and resources on something stupid when you could have actually been fixing your site. But either way, and if you're into that, that's a talking point. YouTube Shorts, it's basically TikTok. So congratulations, Susan. You just created you just created something you already had, really. You just create a duplicate, and you spend loads of time and resources on it when you could have been fixing your site and actually making it good again. But either way, let's not get too wrapped up in that debate. And now going back to Xbox now. Oh no, I just said that, didn't I? Xbox will have EA Play at no extra cost, which I think we should talk about EA Play for a little bit, because EA Play, if you haven't really, I've been heaping a lot of praise on EA, and I've also been heaping a lot of shit on it. I'm kind of in the middle of EA, like right down the middle. They have a lot of good stuff, but they got a lot of bad stuff. But I would recommend, like, EA Play, it really isn't that much money. To my last knowledge, for a full year, it's like $24.99. I'm not too sure what it is. I think it's less than like €7 or €8. Don't ask me what the conversion is for like 3 months. But it really is worth it, because you get 60 games of early EA classics. So you can get something from Skate to Battlefield to Titanfall to frickin' FIFA, Madden, and NFL. As I said, I meant NHL, National Hockey League game, and even the NBA. So it is, I guess, worth it in one sense. I would say to get your hands on EA Play. It's not that much. You get a lot of games out of it, and even now, if you're an Xbox gamer, you'll get both of them. Because although Red Dead is getting removed from the Xbox Game Pass, you got EA Play coming on. So Microsoft making big new moves there. And I am not going to talk about the Xbox Series X or Xbox Series X, because literally I don't have the knowledge of it. I don't want to get into something that I don't have the knowledge of. But either way, that'll be exciting. We'll talk about that next week. And also, we announced, I think we talked about it 2 weeks ago, about a Red Dead DLC coming out, about properties. That is so far a no bueno. There's been nothing on that so far, which is a bit sad. But we will talk about the Red Dead DLC whenever it does come out, even if there's more information leaked on it. But as of yet, there's only been that small little script leaked, and there's been no talk about it. We could talk theories all night, literally. You for the first 20 minutes of the show, you heard me rant on about a theory. But yeah, there's been no Red Dead DLC yet, which is a bit sad. Our last piece of news, I guess, as I said before, we'd be going into some news about FIFA 20, and that is that time right now. But don't worry, I won't spend too long on it. We only got 16 minutes left in the show. But I do want to talk about some of their gameplay features, because I do believe if you are a football fan and you don't like FIFA, this will definitely turn your head around. Because this year, although there is still a focus on Ultimate Team, there isn't as strong as a focus. But before we do get into any of the gameplay features, that's right, we're going to take a music break real quick and just drink some water. And you gotta get that water in you. Either way, we will be talking about the new gameplay features and ratings when we come back. But if you haven't already, make sure to go on to Twitter and Instagram, or even our Discord, and ping us if you have any music requests or you want us to talk about any things. On Twitter and Instagram, it's the only Mradio. You should know our Discord already. And either way, enjoy this. This is Our House.
I'll light the fire. You place the flowers in the vase that you bought today. Staring at the fire for hours and hours while I listen to you play your love songs all night long. For me, only for me. Come to me now and rest your head for just 5 minutes. Everything is done. Such a cozy room. The windows are illuminated by the evening sunshine through them. Fiery gems for you, only for you. Our house is a very, very, very fine house with 2 cats in the yard. Life used to be so hard. Now everything is easy 'cause of you. And la 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 Our house is a very, very, very fine house with 2 cats in the yard. Life used to be so hard. Now everything is easy 'cause of you. And I'll light the fire while you place the flowers in the vase that you bought today.
What it say? Take heed, fuck these niggas up.
Coachella. Boots with the ghost feathers. I brought the squad with me. Black on black bandanas. I say it's champagne. I did the damn thing. Dirty Diana. Singing and dancing all in the rain. Ooh, I just wanna have a good time. Turn around, take it inside. And twirl that ass to the right now. Ooh, funny hop, drop, up. Cross your legs, turn around and clap. Shuffle to the left, let's glide now. Ooh, drop it down low, 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 low to the floor. Bring it up, tap and roll. Step on them, step on them, step on them, step on them, kick on them, something you step. Swag the right, serve the left, work the middle till it hurt a little.
If you've been waiting for an amazing...
And that was Before I Let Go, Beyonce. She is quite a talented singer. Sorry for the little pause over there, it's a little bit weird. But anyway, that's life, isn't it? Let's get right into it. We were talking about FIFA gameplay features. So EA has kind of removed, they have unveiled some of the new gameplay features, which include agile dribbling, which offers a new way to keep close control of the ball with fast footwork and will be pretty useful when in a one-on-one situation with one of those persistent defenders. You also have positioning personality, which is another new feature which promises a deeper AI player personality in positioning. That was a quote from EA. For offense and defense, basically aiming to have your players wherever you want and need them to be as you move up and down the pitch, which is quite, it's one quite tactical, which I think is fantastic. I remember playing Football Manager for like a free weekend, clocked up 61 hours, and I just kind of loved like the tactical side of it, which I love in FIFA or football, sorry, and I don't think they have it enough in FIFA. You also have creative runs, which will give players more control over the attackers with directed runs, directed passes, and go to determine where your players move with the ball as they come off it, and player walk, which allows you to lock on your current player while attacking. And also, FIFA 21 also reimagines the serious collision system with the aim of creating smoother player interactions all over the pitch. Sorry, sometimes I get my words mumbled up sometimes. This means that things like scrambles for the ball should appear more natural for your players and result in fewer chaotic collisions. That's right, FIFA is known for those kind of weird collisions that the AI have. And finally, and perhaps I'd say the most important anyway, there are some updates to the fundamentals of football. This means that the basic systems like passing and blocking have been improved. Players are more responsive to the option to perform manual headers, should improve the likelihood of scoring with a header over FIFA 20 as you have the skills. I think that's quite an important thing because some of the controls I think in FIFA are just bullshit. You could press the shoot and you'd go all over the place. You wouldn't shoot until like 2 seconds later, and 2 seconds later the opportunity is gone. Either way, EA has announced that to order in streamlined FIFA 21 systems, it will be getting rid of fitness and training items in FUT 21. So I guess that'll be that'll key. Basically, they're just improving FUT 21 by taking out some, I guess, pay to win actions. Which is definitely it's a nice thing to have. They also have Kylian Mbappe as revealed as the FIFA 21 cover star, which that's good. I guess PSG getting up there. And also I want to talk a little bit more about the career mode, because that's what the OG FIFA players really care about, is the career mode. So EA has detailed 8 things for the career mode, which is probably the biggest of which is an interactive match sim, which they used to have back in the old FIFAs. And they focus on the management side of playing, allowing players to play matches while also having the option to step out and look at the match data to make tactical decisions, which I think is just fucking fantastic. Sorry for cursing, but I think the thing that they're focusing on tactics here and actually managing instead of just playing the game is just fantastic. because I'm still quite interested in the tactics of football and management in football and management in general, and I feel that this is just great, overall. He also mentions an improved growth system which enables players to be in more control of their players' development, making it possible to train them for new positions, fill gaps in the team, and to monitor development progress. Now, this doesn't mean, which I think I was really excited for, if it did happen, youth teams. I thought if they added youth teams, that'd be so good. That'd be so good if you could have a youth teams. Match sharpness is a new attribute for players that will give them an insight into how likely players are to perform well in the match. And the new active training system ties into this, allowing players to improve their match sharpness. You can now organize, kind of player training systems in your calendar. There's a new activity management system that allows players to have more tactical control, choosing when players train and when they rest in order to juggle and balance their morale, sharpness, and fitness. And then one of the last ones, opposition AI is getting a boost, and according to EA, the new system will have to be more intelligent when it comes to attack and defense. So there should be more challenges in each match. There are going to be new ways to sign players with loan to buy offers, with optional or mandatory future transfer fees on the table as well, as AI managers initiated offers of player swaps. So instead of you having to initiate it, sometimes the AI manager will. And then finally, there are the new initial setup options with these. And with these, players will be able to customize their career mode and get the chance to choose whether they want more or true to life experience, with options like authentic transfers and financial takeovers. So instead of having Trent Alexander go to West Ham, there'll be more authentic transfers if you want them, and financial takeovers. So if you go you spend too much money, or you're extremely poor club, you will have financial takeovers like the one, I guess, at Man City, where you'll get a rich owner who will pump a lot of money into it, and that's good. It's fantastic to see FIFA 21 having some major changes. And I guess the other thing that I'm really excited for is FIFA 21 coming to Steam, so I will be able to just buy FIFA 21 and play on my PC, and it will be you'll be able to use a controller on it as well. So that's fantastic as well. I haven't used my Xbox controller for my PC in ages. I'll be able to use it as well, and you'll be able to get a FIFA 21 Standard Edition, you'll be able to get a FIFA 21 Champions Edition and a FIFA 21 Ultimate Edition. And really, the only difference between those is with the Champions Edition and Ultimate Edition, you get it 3 days early, and then the rest of it is really online editions. The only difference really is in FIFA 21 Ultimate Edition, you get career mode homegrown talent, so local youth prospects with world-class potential, and really the rest of it is just FIFA Ultimate Team stuff. So I guess in one sense that's all really cool stuff. I will I'm definitely getting FIFA 21 now. I was before, but after reading that, I think you all should consider getting FIFA 21 as well, because honestly it's just a good game. And now we have two last snippets of news. I wouldn't really call them news, more just things to note. Watch Dogs Legion is coming out on October 29th, and I would definitely recommend this as maybe not like a must buy, but if you're into games, this is something that you should be interested in. Watch Dogs Legion London alone is really in depth, and I think although I know what a lot of people think of London, it is going to be a vast city. It's going to be a new experience for most gamers, because there's not really a next gen game that kind of has London as a place. You don't really see it often, and because a lot of people don't really people know a lot about America, because America is America. It's a superpower, but not a lot of people know about England and London. And so I guess it is a sort of risk to go towards that. And London does have a little bit of a hatred towards it as well, especially I've noticed with people from England that I've played with don't tend to like London. But yeah, it is really in depth. And last thing before we go, we have literally a minute before the show ends, is Cyberpunk 2077 is having further trailers released, and there will be a showcase, or a small little showcase, for coming within next week. And it is going to be a game to look forward to. That you can be guaranteed of. Now, we're going to end off the show on a bang. Now, we done this I think about three episodes ago. And Tom Cochrane on A Life is a Highway. I hope you have enjoyed today's show. If you have, that was fantastic. I've been Mr. San Andreas with God Mode Monday Talk Show. Either way, make sure to check Mradio out on all the social medias, Instagram and Twitter at The Only Mradio, and Twitch and YouTube at Mradio. I've been Mr. San Andreas, and enjoy the rest of your day.
one day in, the next day gone. Sometimes you bend, sometimes you stand, sometimes you turn your back to the wind. There's a world outside the darkened door where blues won't haunt you anymore. With a brave heart free and lover's soul, come ride with me to the distant shore. We won't hesitate, break down the garden gate. There's not much time left today. Life is a highway, I wanna ride it all night long. If you're going my way, I wanna drive it all night long. Through all these cities and all these towns, it's in my blood and it's all around. I loved you now like I loved you then. This is the road and these are the hills. From Mozambique to those Memphis nights, the Khyber Pass to Vancouver's lights. Knock me down and back up again. You're in my blood, I'm not a lonely man. There's no load I can't hold. The road's so rough, this I know. I'll be there when the light comes in. Just tell them we're survivors. Life is a highway, I wanna ride it all night long. If you're going my way, I wanna drive it all night long. Life is a highway, I wanna ride it all night long. Give me, yeah. You're going my way, I wanna drive it all night long. There was a distance between you and I, a misunderstanding